Why you revenge trade and how to actually stop it. Let me ask you something honest. Have you ever lost a trade and immediately opened another one to try and get money back? Maybe you told yourself that was a good setup, or maybe you were calm somehow, but deep down, you know the real reason you entered into that trade. You were angry. You wanted to win back what you just lost. That's revenge trading. And if you have done it, you are not alone. Almost every trader has been there, including me. But here is one thing that nobody really explains. Why does it keep happening? You know it's wrong. You told yourself 100 times that you are going to stop it. But the next time a stop loss hits, something takes over. And before you know it, you are already into another trade. They want to talk about exactly what happened and 5 things you actually do to stop it. Now theory, this is the work, the real work, and let's get into it. A short bio on myself. My name is Robert. I'm a full-time NYU student studying economics with a focus on financial markets. I have grown up multiple accounts. So when I talk about revenge trading, I have lived it. Now let's get into it. Okay, so let's start with why. Because I think a lot of traders try to stop revenge trading without understanding why it happens and why. And that is likely trying to fix a leak without knowing where the water is coming from. When a trade hits your stop loss, it doesn't feel like a bad trade. It feels like you were wrong. The market looked at your analysis and said no, and nobody likes feeling wrong. So your brain immediately wants to fix that feeling. Not tomorrow, I mean right now, in that moment. The problem is the next trade you take is not coming from a strategy. It's coming from that feeling. It's coming from that guilt, and that's where the damage starts from. Reason number 2, your emotional brain takes over. We talked about the amygdala in the previous video. And the small part of your brain that reacts to danger. When your stop loss hit, your brain reads that as a threat, and within seconds, your emotional brain fires up. Brain starts to slow down. So the decision to jump back into the market right after a loss, that decision is not coming from logic. It is coming from a brain that is running on emotions. And an emotional brain makes very different decisions from a calm one. This is why revenge trades almost always make things worse. You are not thinking clearly when you take them. You just feel like you are. Reason number 3 is that you connect your self-worth to your results. This one took me a long time to admit. When a trade loses, it doesn't feel like a trade failed. It feels like you failed, like you are not good enough. Maybe everyone who said trading is too hard was right, and nobody wants to sit with that feeling. So revenge trading becomes like a way to prove something, not to the market, but to yourself. You want to show yourself that you are good at this, that the loss was a mistake, not a reflection of what you are. But the way you try to prove it by rushing back in, usually that creates a big loss, and now you feel worse than before. Reason number 4, you have not accepted that losing is normal. Reason number 4, you have not accepted that losing is normal. Most traders deep down believe that a good trade should not lose. So every stop loss feels like something went wrong, like something that needs to be corrected immediately. But here is the truth. Losing trades are not a sign that your strategy is broken. They are a normal part of every trading system that has ever existed. Even the best traders in the world lose trades regularly. The difference is they accepted it, they planned for it, and the loss does not surprise them. But when you have not accepted losing as part of the process, every loss feels like an emergency. And emergencies make people do things that they would never do when they are calm. Reason number 5, your brain wants good feeling back. When you win a trade, your brain releases a chemical called dopamine, and it's that same chemical that makes food taste good and music feel great. It is just feeling good. But when a loss comes, that feeling disappears very fast, and your brain immediately wants it back. So revenge trading is sometimes not even about money. It is about chasing that feeling. Your brain is not thinking about your account balance. It is just trying to feel good again as fast as possible. And that is a dangerous place to be making financial decisions from. Now, let me tell you the cures. Let's talk about what you can actually do, because you understand why it happens, and that's good. But if you walk away from this video without something practical, the next week you are going to do the same thing again and still be in the same place. So here are 5 things that can actually help you. Cure number 1 is the 30-minute rule. This is simple. After a loss, you are not allowed to open another trade within 30 minutes, period. No exceptions. And the reason is very simple. Most revenge trades happen in the first 5 minutes after the stop loss. That's when your emotional brain is most active and your rational brain is most quiet. So 30 minutes gives you time to calm down. So 30 minutes gives everything time to calm down. By the 30 minutes passes, then argue to revenge trade is usually gone. The urge to revenge trade is usually gone, or at least small enough such that you can think clearly. Try it this week, just 30 minutes. It will surprise you how differently you will be surprised how different you feel about the market after the small break. Cure number 2, set your daily loss limit before you start. Before you open a single chart, decide on the maximum amount of trades you are looking to lose today. Write it down. When you hit that number, cross the platform and walk away, not after one more trade, right then. The reason this works is because you are making the decisions when you are calm, before the market has done anything to your emotions. So it is coming from your rational brain, not from your emotional one. But it only works if you set limits before the session, not during the session or after a loss. Then cure number 3, write in your journal right after a loss. The moment a trade hits your stop loss, before you do anything else, open your journal and write down what happened. What was the setup? What did you feel when the trade hit your stop loss? And what do you want to do right now, right after then? I know journaling sounds boring, but here is what it looks like. The act of writing forces you to slow down. It moves you out of the emotional part of your brain and into the thinking part, and it's very hard to revenge trade while you are writing honestly about why you want. Because when you see your own thoughts written on a paper, you can see clearly how emotional they are, and that clarity alone sometimes is enough to stop you. Cure number 4, stop saying I lost, start saying the trade lost. This sounds like a small thing, but it's not. When you say I lost, you are connecting the results to you personally. And when your identity is attached to the trade, a loss feels like an attack on you personally, which is exactly why you react strongly to it. But when you say that the trade lost, you are separating yourself from the result. The trade lost, not you. You followed your process. The market did what it does. That small shift in your talk to yourself changes how you respond to losses. It becomes information state instead of an attack. And information doesn't make you angry. It makes you curious. Now, cure number 5. When you feel the urge to revenge trade, stand up, step away from the screen, drink some water, walk around, get outside for 2 minutes. Do something physical before you do anything else. The urge to revenge trade is the strongest thing right after the loss, and it passes faster than most people think. If you don't feel it by sitting there, if you don't feed it by sitting there, staring at the chart, a physical break breaks that emotional rope. It gives your brain a chance to reset. And most of the time when you come back, the urgency is gone. The chart looks different, and the bad trade you were about to take does no longer exist and no longer convinces you to take it for 2 minutes. Revenge trading is not a discipline problem. It is just because you are weak. It is not because you are weak or because trading is not for you. It happens because you are human and your brain is doing exactly what it was built to do. React fast to pain and try to fix it. The problem is that the market does not care about your pain. It does not slow down because you had a bad trade, and trying to fight it from an emotional place almost always makes things worse. So the next time your stop loss gets hit, Remember 30 minutes rule, cross the platform, write your journal, get up and move. One loss does not define that you are weak. And then also remember that one loss doesn't define your whole week. One bad trade does not define your journey, but how you respond to that loss, that means a lot. If this video helped you understand something about your own trading, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want to keep following this, subscribe. We are figuring this out together. See you in the next one.